The European Union has unveiled a COVID certificate to allow people to travel across the continent and potentially save the summer holiday season in areas reliant on tourism. The green digital certificate would be shown at ports, airports and other border crossing points. It'll show if a traveller has received a vaccine, has previously had COVID and details of any test results. It could be brought in as soon as May. However, the EU's slow rollout of the vaccine programme, which has been widely criticised, has currently seen only around 5% of the total population get their jab. Alice Baxter reports.
It's been a torrid 12 months for the travel industry, one of the major victims of the COVID pandemic. But today, the European Union outlined their proposal for what they're calling a green certificate, so that EU citizens can travel between member states.
It shows or states whether the person has either been vaccinated or a recent negative test, or has recovered from COVID and thus antibodies.
Meanwhile, the UK government says that they're drawing up plans for a COVID certificate and will publish a report on April the 12th.
We are having debates, discussions about travel. I think that's really important that people can travel safely. But I think what we also have to do is be driven by the data. We've got to see how the coronavirus develops. And once we've reopened the economy, I'm sure we'll be looking at other measures to make sure that people are safe and, above all, that the confidence of the public is maintained.
Where governments have hesitated, perhaps because a certificate or passport throws up ethical questions, discriminating against the young, those awaiting a second jab, those who opt out of vaccinations, business has set the pace. P&O this morning announced a resumption of cruises around the British Isles later this summer on board the Iona, so long as passengers can show they've been vaccinated before boarding.
So when people book, they don't need to prove their vaccination, but when they travel, they will need to prove they're vaccinated. This is moving at pace, as your programme has reported this morning. So we anticipate by the 27th of June, which is our first sailing, there will be a government accredited scheme to prove your vaccination. But at the very least, then, of course, a letter from your GP would suffice.
Saga have already announced similar rules for all of their holidays, while BA have said that they're working on a COVID passport app. After one of the most difficult years in living memory, glimmers of hope. Alice Baxter, BBC News.